This morning we begin our Arizona's Family Special. One pill can kill. Get the facts on fentanyl. Tune into our newscast and Facebook Live as we share important resources and help answer your questions. It's an all-day event on 3TV and CBS 5. Well, across the country, more than 630,000 people died from an overdose between 1999 and 2016. And in case you're doing the math, that's about 115 Americans every day. So in an effort to reduce those numbers and save lives, the city of Kingman in Mojave County have a new tool that they hope will help. Scott Passmore went to see how this pilot program is saving lives one at a time. But we do want to warn you, some of these images you're about to see are disturbing.
Get him on the ground. Get him on the ground.
This is graphic video out of Pasco, Washington of a suspected overdose. The man is not breathing, and Pasco deputies administer naloxone.
Go left nostril.
The nasal spray is seen as a real lifesaver that can reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. Within minutes, the man is sitting up and breathing on his own.
Opioid use disorder is not just the junkie in the alley anymore, perhaps when I started my career. Now it could be the young football player that has an injury and then he accidentally, gets addicted to this medication or this pain pills, which can progress ultimately to the more illicit drugs.
Kingman Police Chief Rusty Cooper is excited about a new program his city is using to help fight the war on drugs. It's called the Overdose Data Mapping Application. 911 calls come into this dispatch center, and when they're overdose related, specific information about who, what, where, and when is entered in real time, which then goes out to several agencies so help can arrive on scene faster and more efficiently.
We enter in there just really generic information, such as the gender of the person, the general location of where it occurred, and then whether or not it was fatal or non-fatal, because that then would bring in our law enforcement if it's a fatality. And then we also enter in there whether or not naloxone was administered at the time. It really helps our citizens the most because it allows us to take the information that we enter in there and get it to the folks that can give them the resources that they need.
It gets us into the community so much faster that we can hopefully prevent overdoses from occurring. At least the community's aware and we can get resources in the area.
So this OD MAP program was started just in October, and since then they've had 265 suspected ODs, 53 were fatal, but there were 40 naloxone saves. Obviously saving one person's life is great, but to save 40 people, they're very happy with that.
As a smaller community, our personnel know the community, they know the people within it, and they know our firefighters, which makes it a special bond anyway. But when you're responding out to these type of incidents, to the overdoses and kind of the tragedy that follows that, it's hard. It's hard because of the emotional connection.
It is, to me, it's the Band-Aid of the future that everybody needs to have.
Bob DeVries is director of the Mojave County Substance Treatment and Prevention Program, one of the agencies that uses the OD MAP system to get naloxone to those who need it in a life or death situation.
Even if the person isn't breathing, the chemicals will absorb into the body, and it's almost a miracle to watch how quickly that reversal can take place.
Kingman police officers have been carrying these Narcan kits since 2016, and they really believe the kits, as well as the new OD MAP system, will be the solution in getting help to those who need it and a chance to save lives.
It's very sad, and it's changed how we approach things. It's non-judgmental. It doesn't come with the stigma as much anymore, right? We use terms like opioid use disorder because that's truly what it is. It's substance use disorder. There are those that are doing it for illicit purposes. They're trying to make money, but oftentimes, more than ever before, it's people that are just by accident and they need help. So we're there to help.
At the end of the day, we want to reduce the number of calls that come in related to overdoses, and this tool will give them the resources that maybe we won't get that call tomorrow.
Well, the Kingman Police Department was the first in the state to have officers carrying Narcan kits and one of the first to implement the OD MAP system. Well, today, more than 400 agencies across 29 states also use it. Our coverage continues at 8:40. We're showing you a recovery is possible. We're going to introduce you to one man who turned his back on drugs to give himself a better life.